pag kami ang matalo dito, that would mean na after 5 days, the COMELEC, pag after 5 days, magiging final yung desisyon, reversing, for example, yung division decision, then ibig sabihin may rights sila na magpaproclaim na sa Congress unless we get a TRO from the Supreme Court. So yun po yung one scenario. And the other scenario is that pwede ko kami ang masustain ng COMELEC, for example, the Duterte youth can go up to the Supreme Court and can ask the Supreme Court for a TRO na hindi po magproklama ang COMELEC doon ng bagong party list
Napapalit sa kanila.
So yun po yung pwedeng yun yung option ng Duterte youth po.
How does this decision by the COMELEC, division to, no? Assuming talagang i-uphold siya ng NBank, kasi meron silang pending petition sa Supreme Court para iproklama sila, di ba? So how would that affect that?
Well, unang-una nga for me nga premature nga yung pag-akyat nila sa Korte Suprema because hindi naman sinasabing hindi sila iproklama. Sinasabi lang ng COMELEC, wait lang antayin muna natin yung pending na case niyo na matapos. So, yun nga exactly yung nangyari sa Supreme Court. They went up to the Supreme Court and wala silang nakuhang TRO. So that would already show na from the point of view of the Supreme Court, wala pong merit or walang basihan, walang facially speaking, wala pong lakas or laman yung kanilang petition. That's precisely the reason why hindi po sila nakakuha na TRO.
Kasi kung malakas yan, nag-TRO, exactly. No? Okay. So, assuming matalo all the way through itong Duterte youth, yung proseso ng paano pupunan? Kasi nakatatlong seat sila, di ba?
Well, as of now, hindi pa po na-determine. Wala po doon sa ruling ng division as regards the treatment of the votes that Duterte youth yung nakuha nilang boto, wala sinasabi doon kung whether iti-treat siya as stray or kung ano man. Perhaps we can wait for the decision of the COMELEC and NBank and hopefully masama na po doon yung kung papaano iti-treat yung boto nila, is it stray ba or papaano i-distribute again, because yung ngayon po kung titingnan ninyo, hindi lang actually yung taong bayan yung nag-aabang dito sa kasong to. In fact, you can see the celebratory post and tweets ng lahat ng tao across political lines. Tuwang-tuwa sila na na-cancel yung Duterte youth. And apart from that po, yung mas excited, mas nag-aabang dito ay yung mga andun sa dulo po ng winning circle, yung pinakamalapit doon sa winning circle. I guess they're very excited na perhaps maging favorable sa kanila yung pagkaka-disqualify ng Duterte youth.
Ito yung mga hindi umabot sa cut-off, no? Pero or na patakaran dyan ng COMELEC. Kasi tama, diba? 3 upuan yung napanalunan nila. So, paano yung proseso nun?
Well, ang naging magandang desisyon kasi ng Korte Suprema is void ab initio yung registration ng Duterte youth. So this is a very important ruling. Perhaps many would dismiss it as, ano lang pa, yung parang
sorry, baka ma-misconstrue ka. Nasabi mo Supreme Court yung nag-decide na void ab initio. It's the COMELEC division. COMELEC division.
Yung sinabi ng COMELEC division na void ab initio yung registration ng Duterte youth. And yung term na yan po is very important because sa batas, pag sinabi mong void ab initio, ibig sabihin po niyan, void from the very beginning. It is as if that they never existed. So kung hindi sila nag-exist, therefore, yung boto na kinast sa kanila, automatic na stray po yan. Because under the law, under the Omnibus Election Code, a votes cast in favor of a non-candidate is considered stray. So kung non-existing sila, ibig sabihin they were never a candidate, then that would mean na stray po yung vote nila. And kung stray po yun, dapat hindi po sinasali yan doon sa computation for the purpose of distributing the seats doon sa party list sa Kongreso po.
Hindi ba yan? Bad news naman doon sa mga umaasa. Naaangat sila.
Well, hindi din natin alam pa kasi remember the moment unang-una yung nakuha ng Duterte youth is actually a substantial amount of votes. So
2.3 million.
Yes, in fact, isa yan sa pinaka malaki na boto na nakuha ever sa history ng party list elections. And gagalaw po yung computation ng party list and depende po yan sa computation ng COMELEC. But then again, ayaw ko pangunahan yung COMELEC and bank as regards this issue. Yung sa akin lang po is we're just happy na na-resolve yung kaso. And whatever man po yung magiging resulta ng recalculation ng COMELEC, I would say congratulations doon sa bago makakapasok po.
Okay. So, dito, pwede bang gamitin ng argument? Although, medyo alam na naman natin sagot dito, no? Kasi, in-anticipate ko lang yung pwedeng ihirit dito ng mga supporters nila. Miskin din nila banggitin yung condonation doctrine, di ba? Sabihin nila, nagsalita ng taong bayan, 2.3 million, higit 2.3 million yung bumoto. Hindi ba pwedeng sapat na dahilan yon para ma-expunge kung ano man yung naging pagkakasala nila?
Well, unang-una, even ang Supreme Court po hindi na po na-invalidate na po yung condonation doctrine na yan. So kumbaga ang punto dito is simple lang, kung hindi ka qualified, hindi ka dapat nasama sa balota in the first place, then kahit unanimous yung boto ng buong 100 million na botante sa Pilipinas, it will never make you qualified kung hindi ka qualified in the first place. So, ang sabi nga ng Korte Suprema dyan, no amount of votes will actually cure yung lack of qualification ng isang kandidato. So in this case po, they're not even registered as a party list organization. Hindi po dapat sila nasama sa balota, and yung treatment doon po is actually stray po yung magiging boto doon sa isang non-candidate like Duterte Youth. So, ang punto dito is eto po yung nakasaad sa batas. Ito po yung nakasaad sa konstitusyon, and kung meron mang kasalanan, in fact sa desisyon nga ng COMELEC, ang sinasabi doon, because remember ang depensa ng Duterte Youth, ba't hindi kayo nag-order na mag-publish? Okay, so ang sabi ng COMELEC, number one, under the law, nakasulat doon that the party, ibig sabihin the applicant, shall cause the publication. Sila mismo under the law ang dapat magkusa na mag-publish, di ba? The moment alam nila na kulang yon. And in other words, yung punto dito is kung may kakulangan man po yung Duterte Youth, wala silang dapat sisihin kundi yung sila mismo. Because ang sabi nga ng COMELEC, everyone is presumed to know the law, everyone is presumed to know the process. And kung hindi man po nagawa ang isang napaka-importanting step like a publication, it is something which is attributable to the applicant mismo po, because the burden is on them, not on the COMELEC po.
Okay. Tapos diba more recently may lumabas na issue, may question dun sa paggamit ng apelidong Cardema noong kongresista nila. Ano ba pwedeng gawin doon?
Well, same din po yan, because under RA 7941 may nakalista po doon na grounds for cancellation ng party list registration. And one of them po is committing or yung paggawa ng untruthful statement po doon sa kanyang official record sa COMELEC. So remember, one of the reasons why na-cancel yung Duterte Youth is because nagsinungaling sila na qualified si Cardema at the time. Can you imagine, youth sila, yet naglagay sila ng isang overage at saka sinertify nila na youth siya. So in other words, sabi ng COMELEC doon, that's an untruthful statement, that's a ground for cancellation. So yung pagsisinungaling ngayon sa apelyido nung kung sino mang Cardema yon, that is another count of untruthful statement, which is a separate ground for cancellation. And in fact po, we have all heard yung interview ng Duterte Youth, and never naman nila dininay na hindi nila ginawa yung paggamit ng peking apelyido ng kanilang first nominee. And in fact, lumalabas po niyan nung sinabi nila na strategic yung paggamit ng apelyidong yon, that is in fact an admission na yung mismong party list yung nag-isip. Ibig sabihin, yung deliberate on the part of the party na magsinungaling. And that is precisely the ground as provided for in RA 7941, which can actually cause their cancellation, yung cancellation ng kanilang registration. So kumbaga, but yung punto dito is na-cancel na nga.
Hindi na kailangan yan, di ba?
Hindi na kailangan yan kasi kung canceled na nga or void ab initio na nga, there's nothing to cancel anyway. But yung amin lang, if in case we lose this case, then that would mean that everyone, including us, we still have an option to file a separate cancellation case. So, kumbaga panibagong kaso na naman to, but we are not doing it because we remain very confident with our existing case, yung pending case namin ngayon.
Okay. Tapos lastly, no, yung bang paggamit ng kongresista ng Cardema, kasi akala ko rin dati kapatid siya, no? Definitely hindi naman siya yung asawa, di ba? Basta ginamit yung Cardema, mag-a-apply ba niya kung sakasakali lang ginamit nilang nickname? Di ba ginagawa niya ng mga ng mga kandidato? Kunwari si Bong Revilla, first name niya sa balota, Bong Revilla, di ba? So kung ginamit siya bang kunwari nickname, uubra ba yun, yung Cardema?
Ang problema kasi is, number one, we are not talking here of a regular elective position where
Party list to, no? Dapat
where
grupo.
nakasulat ang nickname mo. But in the
Okay.
case of party list, actually, ang nag-a-appear na pangalan sa balota is the name of the party itself,
Yeah.
not of the nominees. So therefore, walang point yung sasabihin natin na dapat gumamit siya ng nickname because hindi po required yung nickname doon sa party list nominees.
Okay.
Maraming salamat po at saka maraming salamat din sa sambayanang Pilipino and because naramdaman po namin na hindi lang kami yung kasama sa laban na to, but ang dami po, we received a lot of messages, retweets, tweets at saka mga Facebook posts. Lahat na nagse-celebrate, yung buong Pilipinas po nagse-celebrate dito po sa pagka-cancel ng registration ng Duterte Youth. So alam namin po na hindi lang kami ang lumalaban dito but buong sambayan ng Pilipino po. And we would like to thank the COMELEC actually for finally resolving this case after 5 years. Maraming salamat po.